boring as
It
fuck.
truly is, man. Like it's like
Yeah.
I mean that's what I get. The cunts love it, and it is like
Yeah.
chess. And I noticed in overtime, I don't know if y'all saw that. Like
Mhm.
the shit moved like a lot faster. Like it went boom, boom,
guess.
boom. Like whereas like
But-
the other plays, it was everything took forever. I don't know.
Have you seen the stat about how long the ball is in play for?
No, not long.
It's in play on average 11 minutes throughout the whole game.
For a whole game.
For a
Jeez.
whole game, on average 11
How long are
minutes. And
quarters?
that's terrible. I believe they're... I don't
15,
even remember.
20?
I was like half asleep watching it. I think it's like 20, right? I think.
It's like the
Because I don't
ultimate
think overtime would
anticlimax.
be the same.
Let's see. How long are what is it? NFL quarters. 15
Yeah.
minutes. So 60-minute
Okay,
games.
so it's always 15 minutes.
Okay.
60-minute games, and the ball is in play for an average of 11 minutes per game. That
Jeez.
is terrible.
It's
I just don't understand.
look, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's
Horrendous.
Yeah.
but people love
pretty
it. So who are we to know? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Who
Yeah.
are we? We
I
obviously
did
don't know.
watch some of it. I was exhausted. I barely had any sleep, so I fell asleep by like overtime. And then I woke up and the game was done. And
It was
Chiefs won,
over.
so.
I was pissed about that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously it's fuck Taylor Swift over here. So we were going for the 49ers. No, she was wearing a 49ers hat. I used to have the jersey back in the
Oh
day
my,
because
wow.
you know what I'm saying? We love the 49ers. We fucking love.
You love sports.
No,
Sports. Bro. I'm
That's
telling
your
you.
thing.
It's what I do. It's how I
That is
live.
your
It's
thing.
what I
That is your thing.
breathe. Okay? It's what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
Don't ever
I
fucking
can
test
imagine.
me with the sports, all right? Okay.
I see that.
All right. Did y'all
I'll do that for you.
what y'all think of Usher's halftime show?
Not bad.
I thought it was incredible. It was
Yeah.
great.
It was well
Really good.
produced.
Yeah, it's way better than
Yeah.
It was really well produced, and it's better than the last two for sure. Because I think the West Coast one was
Yeah.
terrible, but no, I don't think it's terrible. It was fine. Rihanna's one was sick, but it wasn't as good as Usher's. I don't think
Yeah. That's
personally.
probably
And the people
better.
Usher brought out was pretty sick.
yeah, that was
so-
actually well done. It
That was pretty
definitely-
sick. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiff
So
put it
very
back on
happy
today,
with
so we watched it again. I don't like. I don't
Mhm.
know. I like Usher. I don't like. I'm not like super like. Hey, let's put Usher on. Like it's not like that type of shit. So like all the songs he did, like I don't know, they're just all like I get it because he's that big. You only get the Super Bowl if you're that big. It's just everything was kind of played out,
Yeah.
so it's like I don't want to hear any of this music. But
He's never gonna play
That you
the
expect.
ones that you want.
not
It's
on the
always
Super
gonna be the
Bowl.
ones that everyone expects.
Probably in Vegas
Yeah.
too. It's going to be all the ones everyone expects.
Yeah,
So it was
I
like-
assume so.
The marketing for him was kind of genius, eh? Like fucking, they had the album, new
yeah,
album
yeah.
drop, which we listened to, pretty mid. He has
It's
all these-
fine. I didn't mind it. It was alright.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like yeah, sure. It's here. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
Had a few joints, a few slappers on there, but it's like yeah, sure. But that it was just the marketing was fucking genius, and he's balls deep in the Vegas show, so he's like never been more probably at the top of his game as far as performing than this. So he's been doing this every fucking whatever, every night or every weekend for a minute.
Yeah.
Rolling deep in Vegas,
It's
and then
crazy.
all the shit from the Apple Music stuff, and then I think he had a like a 24 city stadium tour or some shit that was like announced
Oh,
at the same
Wow.
time. So it was like bam, 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 very good, very, very good. You know,
that's a lot. That is a
lo-
lot. Sick though.
yeah, it was like your girl was there, no, her came through with the guitar. It was cool. She's
Yeah,
super.
that was sick.
Would have been cool if she sang, but I think she was doing backing vocals.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was kind of like, is that actually her? Because I was like, she's not singing, but it obviously looked like her, and I was like, but she's not
Yeah.
singing, so I was kind of confused. But it
I
was
think
sick
she was
though.
backing
was
vocals.
sick.
And there, did you see everyone talk about how he hugged Alicia Keys?
Oh my god. Yeah.
It was
That's
too
all
much.
over my Twitter.
Tiff was like, "Relax, that's what he
so
does." I'm like, "Are you
funny.
fucking kidding me? I don't even like Swiss Beats, bro." And I was like,
I would fucking smash that cunt, dude.
yo, he put like the top of Tip, like the top of his fingers were like on
Yeah,
the box,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
on the box.
Yeah.
She's a
Yeah, it
mother.
was
She's
wild.
thick too. Fuck. I was like, yo, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't want to sit here.
The head top with that one.
That's what I'm saying. Like once again, Tiff, I get what she was saying that like, yo, that's just what these R&B cats from the '90s really do, and he's
Sorry,
like,
man. Right.
Yeah.
Showmanship or not, that's a bit too much. And that's someone else's misses. That's like a whole thing. The back from the back hug with the thing. It's like, bro, relax.
I understand
doing
what thing when you're doing the look. Yeah, she was
It was
playing.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was definitely funny. I don't know why. My initial reaction was it like seems like obviously me and Nosha are on the same wavelength there. Like just like if this cunt fucking like just I don't know. Yeah, right. I don't know. I just put myself in Swiss's shoes and like unless they're all doing the things that Diddy probably does, and if they're fucking dudes and shit, then maybe they don't really care about that type of thing. But if they are regular normal people, I don't know. I wouldn't take too kindly.
There has to be an understanding, I assume, where at least kids would have been like, this is going to happen. But this is also the Super Bowl. So if you're kind of mad at that, you're kind of more on the wrong because this is the biggest opportunity, one of the biggest of my whole career. And her career is massive anyway. So you can't be like, nah, what the fuck? You can't let him do that, blah, blah, blah.
Because do it. It's just like hey, man. Like,
what impact... If they didn't do it, how much worse would the performance be?
That is true. That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you can still be flirty and do the look up and down and stuff. Well,
yeah.
There's definitely, because that's what Tiff was like, when they do the R&B duets in the 90s and 2000s, they're all like touching
and shit.
Yeah, which is that song goes, like, good for them.
Big tune.
It's just...
played in the touching, the physical contact. I mean, like, I don't know, fuck. Call me old school, but that's like not on the thing for me.
That's kind of where I stand too. But I do understand where I just feel like you didn't have to go that far.
It wasn't that far, but at the same time, it was a bit over the top. And if you're fucking putting yourself as a man in Swiss's fucking shoes, then dude, no thanks. Yeah. I'm not gonna fuck. That's not what it is.
I guess but then if you can't handle that, then probably don't date or marry a.
You shouldn't have artist
an artist,
multi-Grammy. Platinum winning fucking goddamn whatever.
Or what's it called? Or an actress or something like that. Like actress is even worse.
Yeah.
Usher should have more respect for fucking Swiss and Alicia.
That's how I feel. That's all. They're fucking 50 years old or something at this point.
It's like why are you trying to fucking flex on the thing? Like it's a fucking.
Maybe they're swingers. Like Will and Jada were supposedly. Because they're older. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get older. Like, I feel like all the swingers, if you ever see anything, it's typically like people 50 plus. It's very rarely young folks. And it could just be, we've been together. They got multiple.
If you're a swinger and you're young, it's you're 30 and you're single. That's you're smashing whoever the fuck. But
or you're,
couple, right?
Swinging is couple. And, well, I mean, you can, but from what I understand about, I've seen like either docos, movies, or read about it, but like the swinger party shit.
Nothing about that shit.
Yeah, I don't know much either, but from what I understand, the highest on the poll there is single females because they just come through and then that's what you need. Single males are basically not allowed at all, and then couples. That's how I understand.
Right. That's how you get the inroad with the cups.
Or they have. Do you know why? I know Tiff was telling me there's a place in Toronto. I forgot the name of it on like college or something that like people went to and they got different floors. Like one of them's kind of normal, like just a bar. Then maybe you've got rooms with beds and you can like fucking just watch each other and like anything goes on another floor. Something like that. I forgot. It's like called Wicked or some shit.
Like so some of those mansions in Montreal that we fucking shot a video clip in.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, that feels like definitely an orgy place.
That's the kind of place you'd have a fucking.
And that was a bachelor party company too. Yeah, they would definitely do that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that was kind of wild. Lots of stuff happened around Super Bowl, and this is episode 153 of motherfucking Bad Habits Podcast. We in the building.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a long intro.
Yeah, and that's 8 minutes before we even got there, boys. So,
nice.
A question that Notion sent through this week, just to kick it off with. This was from Jordan Peterson, who is a controversial character in the world, but he had. I agree with that, to be honest. Toronto represent, and he has some views that people don't take kindly to. But you don't know who he is.
No,
come on.
No.
Okay, no, that's okay. And you know what? Remember, Dan it might not come in the algorithm, right? And obviously, Dan was only talking recently about getting into the North American stuff. So I think your algorithms were fucking British as fucking.
Unless it might be someone who I've seen, I just don't know the name.
Okay, so we can show you. So he's a.
Let me Google.
Yeah, Google it to check. You should know his face. Jordan Peterson. He was a professor at the.
So yeah, I saw this clip, but I don't know who this guy is.
Don't know who he is. Okay, so the quick version: he was a professor at the U of T, so like highly esteemed, I think, of psychology or something. He, I don't know, like 5 to 10 years ago, refused to use a pronoun for somebody, like I think a trans person or some shit, and then went basically viral because everyone was mad at him on the left, and then kind of became a poster boy for the right, and then he's sort of just like has podcasts and appears on podcasts and does talks.
Okay,
and all that
he's
type
one of those
stuff.
guys. Okay.
So he got he was like, supporting all the freedom stuff or whatever, and he got anyway. There's a whole bunch of stuff. It's interesting. I guess that's outside of the scope of this, and I kind of don't want to touch all that with a 10-foot pole on this show. We can do that off air. But so he said in this clip that Notion sent, is being able to rap a marker of verbal intelligence and verbal fluency? Is the ability to rap a display of a rapper's intelligence? And when he says the ability to rap, I imagine the sliding scale of lyrical quality, ability, songwriting ability, quality, exactly, whether it's like the things that you're saying, how you say it, the grammatical techniques and different songwriting techniques you're using with like multis and like so on and so forth. Do you guys have any thoughts on that shit?
What's the first part of the question? I remember the second part. What's the first part?
Is being able to rap
a marker of verbal intelligence and verbal fluency.
And are we saying being able to rap equals have great lyricism?
Is the ability to rap a display of a rapper's intelligence? So I would say the ability to rap would have a sliding scale inbuilt. I didn't even know if he was talking about that. I think he's trying to say you can rap or you can't rap. And when you can rap, there are things that happen in the brain that like it's hard to explain unless you've written and performed your own stuff. Like if there's freestyling, which is the utmost thing where the brain is firing off, like you're thinking
most present.
Go talk about it.
No, just when your mind is the most present in the now, and you're trying to within seconds map and
think ahead too,
link together.
Exactly.
Think ahead so far that you need to like 2 to 4 bars ahead of setup lines and finishing things to keep a freestyle going. And that just takes like, a lot of practice, a lot of pre things going on. I don't know.
It's hectic. Freestyling is pretty fucking hectic. And then there's say like songwriting. So when you write your own shit though, and you're performing it, like there's things that happen. I guess that's probably where I'm just trying to illustrate maybe what he's saying. There's things that firing off as well. In like people who can freestyle really well, sometimes could be fucking dumb cunts, but sometimes they could be hella smart. Like you look like a Mos Def type who's like, a fucking, I don't know, you look at Jay-Z. He was like, I don't know how much he's freestyling really, but like an impeccable songwriter who has obviously achieved a lot in business, and you have to be pretty smart to be able to do all that shit. So, there's things that happen when you're about to write a song and you're performing, even when you're like when you're rapping in a booth or you're performing on stage, you got to know when to catch a breath, and then remember you got to think about the lyrics coming up, and it becomes this sort of pattern. It's a very interesting things I think to happen in your body and in your brain, which is probably what he's doing. So I guess the question is, maybe we are being picky about the ability to do those things, as far as like a Little Yachty to a Jay-Z.
It's like a yes or a no thing. Like, can you actually rhyme cat, hat, sat, mat, fat in a row, or can you actually?
I think there's more than that, because rhyming is more than rapping is more than just rhyming words.
Poetry that has feeling and meaning.
Okay, so ability. This is really funny because I didn't even think that this was going to be part of the conversation. So the ability to rap, then I think would be that's probably what we have to define. All this question is pointless.
Marker of
So then, like the ability to rap to me is more than just rhyming words, because if you do basic words, 1-syllable words, then anybody can fucking do it. And that's why Dr. Seuss books exist. But putting them in a rap that flows, that like
means something,
rides a beat, that like has saying something, because that's how you can say a whole bunch of words and don't mean anything. That to me is a mediocre ability to rap. Well, do you say battle rap?
Yeah, I guess, but it's not really. It's like bragging rap.
Sure, but that's still like thoughtful. Like if you do it well, I'm not discounting that. I guess I'm sort of more the complexity of putting all the words together and being able to make them make sense, make it flow. Particularly if you've got multi-syllable rhymes where like 3 or 4 syllables in at the end of each bar or whatever rhyme. So I would say sort of somewhat of a like let's put away like a little Yachty type of thing, or try not to be biased towards like I know I'm sorry about using him all the time as like a bottom of the barrel person, but like, you know, someone who's probably more of a vibes rapper to somebody who's more of a Jay-Z type of shit. Like just overarching, like, can you do it at a reasonable level, I would say, is probably the ability to rap. It's probably more referring to what happens in your body and your brain when you're doing it and what that sort of creates. So if you can do it, does that make you smart? Here's the TLDR on this question.
I think so, because you have to have you know, a knowledge of language and just the dictionary and linguistics in general. Whether you've read the dictionary and just memorized some shit, or you watched mad documentaries, or you read lots of books and you just been exposed to lots of words and understand what they actually mean. Those kind of things are what made me a little better rapper than the next cunt, because like, you know, even though I did you know, English and did a decent, you know, B plus, or occasionally get the A, I did literature for 1 year and I thought it was so fucked, but the teacher thought I was so good at writing poetry in this one particular exercise that I was supposed to do literature class, and I thought the literature class sucked dick, because like they were trying to read fucked up books I wasn't interested in, and half the words I could read in the book I didn't even know what they were. I could read them, but I didn't know what they were.
I guess that's the point, no?
Well, I guess
they teach you.
I was trying, and it was just hard, bro. It was hard, but like, I found like it just opened me up to this, you know, the vocab.
Right. So in that's all completely fair. So then, do you think that the ability to be able to do that makes the average rapper? Is that like maybe like the ascending quality of the raps? Does that reflect a higher intelligence the better the rapper is? That's maybe what he's saying here. Because okay, to be devil's advocate, there could be, once again picking on my boy, but Lil Yachty, maybe he's smart as fuck, but he just doesn't have the ability to rap at like this higher level, because when he came up doing a different style, like the melodic rap, that didn't have this intense lyrical ability. Bless you. But maybe he's smart as fuck. Maybe there's a bunch of rappers that we consider mid, or less than mid, that are smart as fuck. Like I guess I don't know. Typically, you could probably reasonably argue that like there's a lot of rappers on that more lower level of the scale as far as lyrical ability who are making questionable decisions with wild ass face tattoos, and, you know, YNW Melly murdering 2 of his friends and in jail. And actually I quite like Young Thug, but you know what I mean, like now he's in a fucking RICO case, so he's probably not the greatest fucking thing. I don't think he's particularly lyrically good, but his style is very interesting and pretty cool. And then you got people like Mos Def, who obviously, you know, quite intellectual with it. You've got who was I just thinking of? Fuck, there was someone else I was just thinking of, like there was intel. I mean, you could even argue Kanye, like what he's gone and done. You know, even though now he doesn't write much, if any, of his stuff. Before he did, he wrote all of it, and it was pretty exceptional. I mean, I understand as you get bigger, you don't have time and stuff. I don't know, Dad, do you have any thoughts on this?
I think I guess it makes them smart in that field. I guess in my opinion, the likelihood is, yes, you would be more intelligent if you could write better lyrics, and you're a better lyricist and a better rapper in general. But it also doesn't. I don't think the inverse is true. I don't think it necessarily means that people who can't do it are
smart,
very smart. Because I think you can both be smart, but you can still not be a good rapper. You know.
Maybe. A lot of thinkers can't rap.
But the likelihood is.
Did Albert Einstein have bars?
Exactly.
He probably, honestly, if he gave it a shot, I'd probably have a couple.
He probably would.
Maybe. But I also don't think Lil Yachty is the example of
it's the bad
rapper.
Like, what about Lil Pump or something like that?
The bad example would be Lil Pump, because at least Yachty can string a couple verses together.
Sorry, yes. It was the first guy that came to mind. I know we pick on him a lot here, so sorry, Yachty. But yeah, Lil Pump. I think Lil Pump's a bit of a dumb cunt. He doesn't seem like a very intelligent cunt, but I agree that I don't think his lack of intelligence is due to his bad rapping ability or whatever. Like, I feel like, I don't know. There's a lot of very smart people.
External factors. But I would say someone who, for example, Lil Yachty doesn't seem very dumb. He actually seems quite intelligent, but
I agree with
he's honestly not the most talented rapper.
He's
in terms of lyricism, but I think he's a good. No, I think he's a good rapper. I just don't think he's a very good lyricist. That's it.
That's an interesting take, and I feel like we probably should separate it. Yeah,
I think lyricism and rap are different things.
So rap's probably the ability of the actual performing some sort of vocal over a hip hop beat. And then the other, then actually lyrical abilities, obviously the quality of the rhymes and blah blah blah. That's a fair point. Stuff, well, I mean, like he's successful and he obviously knows how to make the melodic vibe stuff pretty well, like to the point to get him where he's at. So,
yeah, exactly.
That's a fair point.
Exactly.
This was interesting. I really didn't expect. I just thought it'd be pretty straightforward. But you're right that we really did have to define that. That's fun. That was a good question. So
that was a good question.
All right, there's a bunch of fun stuff to talk about this week. So we are going to start. Let me pull this up. We got the TMF Classic album review, and this week we are finalizing the Australia. This is the final project in the Australia series, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
As far as the last thing that we created from the squad before leaving for Canada. So last week, was it last week? Maybe the week before. I know we've been not as consistent with this, but we were talking about the Cee Bekah, the group I was in, the Soul Movement Volume 3, which was the final mixtape. And what we done on each of the projects, I might have explained this, I don't recall, to say it quickly in case I didn't, was each project had about 5 original beats on there. Most of it were industry beats or jacked beats. That was kind of the what we were going for back then. And of those original ones, I was like, well, we have enough. We could make an album. So obviously on a mixtape, they're fucking blended and they've got drops on them and they're scratches and all sorts of shit. So you don't get the full song. So we were like, all right, I think we have 20 songs on this. Yes. So it must have been 5 or 6 on each project. And there's 3 exclusive songs on this album that I completely forgot about. I think I must have said this last time. I was listening to Volume 3 and I went forward and listened to something else before listening to this because I was like, I just heard a bunch of this stuff. But this was a really fun listening experience for me going to this album. Before I talk about it, maybe you guys, or should I describe it first maybe because it's my project and then get your thoughts?
Yeah, go for it.
That's usually what we do. I enjoyed listening to this much more than I thought. Even though, because I don't like listening to the same shit over and over, so I just wanted to hear it and make it have an impact, and I enjoyed this, so much more. I thought the beat selection was cool, the flow. I feel like one thing we're always pretty consistent at is the what's the fucking, what's the proper word? Sequencing of the albums and the projects. I feel like we pick them pretty good. Oh, fuck, I just remember Valentine's Day mixtapes. That we should talk about that in a sec. And so there's some great songs. The 3 exclusive songs, track 3 called Get It Right, which is produced by Notion. It came on, I was like, whoa, what the fuck was this? Totally forgot about it. Notion was like, oh yeah, you just messaged today and you were like, oh shit, I produced that. I'm like, yeah, fuck.
I was like, bro, it was one of the beats that I tried to switch the drum pattern up and give you something different than what I usually would give you, or you would ask for. And I was like, let me give you, because I had 2 or 5 of those. And I was like, and this was the one that actually kind of was able to be used and rapped on and sung on, because the other ones that I had in that sort of spectrum was so shit. And I remember you were like, oh, this one's good, and this one's horribly bad. I'm like, okay, let's go with that one then. And that's what this track 3 was. So yeah, it was. When I listened to it, I was like, oh wow, everything about it I remember.
You remember making it?
It's super random, isn't it? But everything, the soundscape on this whole project is very soul sample vocals in the beats, or very jazzy, and I love it.
That's a good point.
I love it. It made me feel like I wish I produced more shit like this, and I do have some later on the street. I have snares and soul and stuff, but this album was listening to it today. It was like, oh, this is fucking awesome, dude. Very jazzy. I love the jazz incorporation with the soul, with the funk and the hip hop. It's a good blend of everything, but the jazz was overlying, I think, in some songs.
I think that's fair. There was definitely some jazzy moments, like Perfected Rawness was one of them. We had a few joints produced by Styles Fuego, who just was at the Grammys. He won the ARIA, which was cool. We had another one of the other ones. Track 10 was called "Beautiful Struggle" with Cesar Comanche from the Justice League, so that was cool. See, we ended up doing a show. So we did this song in like, I don't know, 08 or 09, and then we ended up doing a show with him, Notion I, in 2014 in Toronto, which was very cool. And he remembered us too. He was like, "Mad cool."
Yeah.
So that was a really good one, and that was produced by Jace. Shout out to Jace, the homie. And track 20, the final one, called "Never Going Away," which was the first song we ever wrote and recorded outside of Australia. We did that in California, in Berkeley, right outside of Oakland, with the homies from the Understudy. So Poe, who I did the album with, and a bunch of the homies on that song. So that was like, love that fucking. That was just, I remember the session so vividly, like where we were when we heard the beat, we were all just vibing. Then when we went to other homies' house the next day to record, that was really cool. So it was like, I don't know. I feel like this is very eclectic. There's like Jessica Kaya from Toronto on there. The beat, Chris Blair from Toronto, who produced a couple joints. The song called "The Charts," track 2, which is produced by this dude Beat Chemist from Toronto. Funnily enough, he's like big he's like in the third wave coffee world. So I still follow him and talk to him on Instagram here and there.
Really,
a coffee guy, yeah, it was a tripper.
That's cool.
We had the homie Rev from Soul District. He did a couple joints. He did Chosen One, which is Becca's solo cut, and he did Melbourne City. Yep.
Melbourne City.
Which was cool. We had Ain't No Mountain, which was the first music video we filmed when we moved to Canada. We did a full production. Ended up being pretty not so great, but fun experience. Filmed that. And look, Van Aki, another song we did like in full Spanish and shit. Like I was writing like full Spanish singing hooks and stuff. I don't know what the fuck my problem was. Yeah, we got Hugo One from the UK on there. We got obviously Notion on a bunch of joints. Yeah, man, I'm really happy with this. To me, this album is like brown and like yellow. Like it's really like that warm, soulful shit. It's eclectic. I don't know. I feel like this summarizes that period of my life in a. Sometimes I was like, I don't know, the mixtape songs are just as great. I think they're fucking awesome. But I don't know, something about this with all the original production this was the first, aside from Soul District, like the first proper project that I've done that was like all original shit, even though it was it's actually technically it's a compilation, but there's 20 original songs from them. So now you can hear the whole thing with the full outro, the full intro, and not things like cut and spun back or whatever the fuck. So anyway, I'm super, super happy with it. To say anything else interesting there? No.
Super, super proud of it as well.
Yeah, super
like,
cool.
Even with even mixing wise, like some of the songs were stereo beats, but there was a few more that were full stems, and you can tell when you listen to it, like the ones that sound better are the ones that I got full stems for and had more of an opportunity to mix it better.
Yep.
So like there's a little bit of a soundscape difference with some of it, but I love how this sounds. There's some songs I know that are sound dated, but like 2010, it's not like fucking.
Well, and they would. I don't think almost any of them were recorded in 2010. Pretty sure.
Yeah, exactly right. So it was all had to deal with some polishing turds, but
yeah,
there was it's just like listening to it from the audio engineering perspective. Like it was pretty cool. Like I listened to it on my ICYMI speakers, which are very harsh and revealing and stuff. Like for the most part, I wasn't mad. So like that means it still kind of holds up with. It's not harsh. It's not amazing. It's not going to break ground, but it's definitely cool. So like when I hear back this shit, I'm like, could have done that better. Could have done it. There's not that many parts where I go, oh, I could have fixed that. Or it's like, I know if I gave it a shot now, it'd be way sicker. But like where it is, it's like, it's cool. Like there's nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So I am really genuinely overall happy, even with the ears that I have now, listening to this dated work, it still holds up and I'm not mad at it. Really. Good. It's like 95%, I'm still like, okay, it's sick. And that's cool because I was mad critical of all that shit. I had 10 versions of some of these songs because they had lots of stems or lots of vocals wasn't sure on certain things or this one was difficult and rewarding at the same time.
Fuck yeah. That's good summary. Dan, I know you'd heard most of these songs, obviously, on the previous mixtapes. Hearing it in this format, thoughts and vibes, what are you feeling?
Yeah, it's sick. Do you know what's funny? Yeah, when you mentioned the color, when I was listening to Venaki specifically, that gave me the sunset orange, kind of yellowy vibe as well. So it's interesting you say that about the color because I defo align with what you're saying, and I feel like the same with THC as well. I feel like them songs back to back were really good choice. I think what you're saying, the running order is sick. The running order,
bro. The story tracks went hard. Cee was really good at doing that, especially because there was so much to say because of the traveling sort of background for some of the songs. They actually they took you on the holiday journey that you went on. Like it was just very specific sometimes. And he told me this story in sort of more like vivid detail, but like listening to the thing, like it's just it paints a picture either way, whether you know a lot or a little. So it's just it was well done. But the color, there's such an interesting point. Like the color is so important, and it's so funny to say that it sounds like this color. People have a hard time. Yeah, exactly right. People have a hard time to relate an audio experience to a color. And when I started to do that, years and years ago with mixing, I was like, wow. And then some people who aren't even in that sort of realm would describe things like, oh, it's a really yellow song. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Huh? Some of, so shout out to the Mighty Rhino. He's a client of mine and a really dear friend, and he's a beautiful cunt, a gifted MC, and among other things. And he would also listen to my notionbeats.com and be like, oh, I love this beat because it's green, or I love this beat because it's purple, and it made me feel like my mother's favorite dress. Or I'm like, wow, whoa, like some beautiful shit, like some beautiful shit. And so like I started to like think about things a little more, like when I'm painting, like when I'm making a beat, like, or I'm mixing a beat that I made a long time ago, what color does it feel like? Like that was like such a thing that I like tried to discover, because I don't really have synesthesia, but I've had moments of it, and I've had 3 very distinguishing moments of it, and it's just like, oh, what was, so I'm trying to listen more, but like some people that are already in that sort of spectrum can explain things to me that like help me open up production or mixing techniques or things I want to try or maybe want to explore. It's like makes me feel like I'm smoking acid when I'm listening to music. And just,
wow. There are certain elements of songs which I defo associate with certain colors. Like, for example, like when I hear like an orchestra sampled, I always associate that with gray. I don't know why, because it kind of gives me like and it gives me like a classical feeling. Same way with and
gray as in background, or gray as in
like a black and white,
depressing or emotionally negative.
Not negative, no. Like a black and white TV kind of thing. So like classic look. And like or like a piano which is white and black kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And then I get the same feeling with for example, the one I always think about is, I think it's Kanye West Monster, which is that the one which starts with that one. That one there.
No.
Obviously the album cover. No, is that not it?
That's Hell of a Life.
Hell of a Life.
Hell of a Life. Hell of a Life. Sorry. That one there, obviously the album cover is red, but for some reason, that noise I associate with red. And I don't know why. But
there's a lot of songs on the album that feel red. You're right.
Specific elements to certain songs give me certain colors. And the instrumental for Venaki was the thing which made me think of like a sunset orange.
Is that because I said it? I think I said...
oh, you did?
It's one of the the second, third bar or something.
Oh. No, it wasn't even that. It just made me think of it.
Okay, interesting. Cool, you know what? I think I actually put the lyrics in here. Lyrics, there you go.
Look at this guy. Organized.
Twilight Indigo show itself as the sun is set. Yeah, so I knew I had something about that.
Okay.
I was trying to do that. That's good. That's even better, because you said yellow and I was saying indigo, which is a completely different color. Continue. Sorry.
So you're saying yellow as in the feeling of the beat. That's what color you think the feeling is of the song.
Yes.
Overall,
yes.
That's
I like
good,
that.
Then. So that also deals back to the color palette of the album and the logos and everything else. That's tight. That fits then.
Thank you. But yeah, overall, sick. And I want to ask, how do you decide what songs go next? Because the running order is so good. I don't know how you decide.
So I did it like 2 days ago for the Valentine's Day mixtape, which I'll pull up in a sec. So it's like it's called.
I noticed that with that as well because I listened to that this morning and I was like, they just blend so perfectly together.
It's the one thing I can do it very. I feel like it comes so easily. Pause. Like it's like fucking easy. I don't know why it just works. It's an inverse bell curve. That's the way I look at it, right? So I feel that a project, just like a song, should take you on a journey. It's a ride, right? Like listen to the whole thing. The best albums, I think, take you and you feel like you've experienced something. Pretty much everything Kanye's ever done. You could argue stuff like Travis, like Astro World or Utopia, those type of albums that kind of take you on some shit. Whatever that. So to me, I always like just try to start it bigger, like something that sort of has, like, you don't want to put an album on and then it's like start this real like relaxed slow song. I'm like, what? I'm trying to like, fuck it, it's that new album, let's go, And you also don't want to finish it that way. You don't want to have like this slow ass thing and then the album's just finished on. You want to go to sleep. You want to like finish and feel energized. At least that's how I feel. So I prefer to have those ones, and basically the way it really is, it's almost like a gradient, hence or the bell curve. So it's like starts bangers, slightly less banger, keeps slightly going until the middle of the album. So 10, 11, 12. Beautiful Struggle's pretty slow. Chosen One, track 11, is by far the slowest. It's a ballad essentially, right? And I'm not on that song.
Right in the middle.
And I'm not on that one. Now after that, Gone is also a slow. It's got drums. That's Cam, my boy Cam produced that, and it's a little bit more of a banger, but it's still pretty slow. And then Melbourne City starts ramping it up, and I do it like in sequence, and like it's like the Venaki is really it's just drums and guitar.
Tempo goes up slightly also.
Tempo, but also what the beat is made from. So Anything For You, track 1, is this huge, big vocal sample that's just big. It's just a big fucking song. The last song, Never Going Away, is a pretty, even though it's just keys and drums for the most part, it's got like 8 rappers on there. The hook is a big one. It's kind of haunting and leaves you feeling like, gives me chills a bit. So like, it's a nice one to finish on, pause. So then, as it kind of goes through, Anything For You charts, big vocal sample, felt nice next to it. Get It Right, big vocal sample, felt good. Tomorrow I'll Be Gone is it's like a driving beat, but it's like, it's got sample, but also 2 singers on it actually, because Jessica Kai is a singer, Eternia's sister, but it was less, it's like slower than the last few. And then Say, slower again. And then Ain't No Mountains. That's pretty fucking slow. Do It All, it just keeps getting like almost like slower and slower, like progressively slower until it comes back around. And once you're coming off that, the middle there, like Chosen One, like Gone to be Melbourne City's a bit more of a banger. Then Venaki felt like a bit more, like it was a little harder, a bit more of it, because Melbourne City's pretty short. Like, what is it? Not even 2 minutes. And then, then Reefer Diary's pretty similar because it's just got like some sort of guitar string sort of sample over drums.
Venaki and,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Venaki and THC, they're very storytelling songs. So putting them both together was actually a really good idea because you get like the Spanish story with the, that experience.
The smoking weed around the world story. Then Somebody with Hugo One is like a fake story just about, well, kind of like trying to like talk about myself, how miserable I was in my job and like how that I just wanted to go and do music and move over here and stuff. And then kind of going in, then Get Live, Scream, which are those 2 back-to-back are Styles Fuego beats, so those are like bangers. Take This Feeling to me is just summer in a song. That song's blue to me. So that's super blue is just like wicked hook. The hook is killer. Like we got like 20 bar verses that are a little bit longer. Like
a Club Performer.
Club Performer, just I think is the perfect like sunroof open, windows down, just cranking that shit. Like it's a driving song. Yeah, a car song to me. I refer to that in my verse in that song because that's how the beat made me feel, right? And then there was no, like, Never Going Away is positioned as like, I think it says it's a bonus song. No, it doesn't say it right there, but I swear it was supposed to be. So a bonus meaning that it was like, if it's a bonus track, it still fit at the end, but like, if you say it's a bonus, then it kind of doesn't have to fit quite away because it's kind of like, hey, tacked on, little bonus type shit, Yeah, so anyway, that was like a bit of a long-winded answer, but that's the general thinking.
Interesting. Okay, because it always just makes sense,
I'm glad you appreciate, because that's something I really genuinely do put a lot of time into, and I do all of the Valentine's Day stuff.
It's hard to do though, like just to make sure like everything gets in order. Like you need to make sure everything blends to the next thing, not seamlessly, but like mood. Like the mood has to fit.
Yep.
And also the tempo can't be too abrupt. I mean, if it is, it needs to fit really well. It needs to like change the attitude or the direction purposefully, but like, otherwise it's very hard to do a track listing. If you're trying to like, executive produce and put that hat on, it's kind of hard to do, especially if you're so married and so connected to the music like we both are. Like there's so many hats we have to wear before we put the executive producer hat on and essentially like zoom out from everything we've made to see what would actually work. So it's like a hard fucking job. So
I don't think so. I find it really easy and enjoyable. It's like like I'm sure just like mixed to me, I couldn't even know where to start, but to you just like go in there, you just do your shit, right? You just know it.
I personally find the link between, if you give me a set of songs, I'll be like, oh fuck, oh geez, I have to listen to them all. And like if you say, oh, start with this song and end with this one, I'll figure out the way to go. Like, but it's it's not for everybody, but like I usually can feel what needs to go next. But like it's not for not everybody can wear that executive producer hat.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a skill. Maybe I don't know. It feels easy for me now, but how many projects have I done this for? Like, I think I at least participate in yours. I don't know if I do it. It must be a conversation or something, but I might be like, hey, here's an idea. Sometimes I'd start as well down like, when I'm doing it for myself, I don't really run it by anybody, or sort of do, but like, I would just like I say, I'm helping Nosh put his stuff. I'd be like, hey, I reckon it could go in this order. What do you think? He's like, you might be like, yeah, I like that. Like, let's put this and put it there because of this. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's swap that around. So it's almost like sometimes it's cool to have a starting point and then you just shuffle it. It doesn't mean I'm always right, but I find it like the Valentine's Day mixtape. I didn't know most of the songs that we put on this one, which I'll explain when we pull it up. So I just listened to the start and the end of a bunch of the songs. I'd be like, all right,
that's hilarious.
Oh, that's all I do.
Like some DJ shit, like where you're like,
it's DJ,
or some producer stuff where it's like, oh, okay, I know those. At least listening to a segment of the song to know if they blend or not. And this is like an unnatural, a subconscious skill that you have, I think, because you can tell what songs go into other ones because it's like whether the keys match or not. Like sometimes some of the blends that you suggest when you're like, oh, can you put this in? Yeah, key. It's like, oh, so you just know by accident that it's fire. So I have a bit of that as well because we both haven't been classically trained. So, but we also have the same sort of gifts where we can tell what things will go in what order, or we can put that zoom out hat on and fucking make the project sound fire. So it's fascinating. It's like you have really good ideas, especially with these Valentine's Day shits. Like you've really had good suggestions with what should go in order. It just sounds like butter. So I have never had hey, can you change this? Especially with the Valentine's Day stuff. I suggest the songs to put in, but then you and Tiff or just by yourself, you'll figure it out. It's just like really nice.
Yeah, I'll explain how it all goes on that one. But no, it works out good. And that's a cool thing for someone to notice because that's something that we do put time into, but also we don't. This is why we talk about it so long because I was like, oh, fuck, I never really thought about it much. Aside from when we're doing it. Like I don't think we'd really talked about it before. It's like like I was about to say a lost art, or it's maybe an underappreciated art because obviously every project
underappreciated for sure.
Underappreciated, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if people put much effort into it. They just treat it like a playlist. Even if it's a playlist, it's still the same. Everything applies. Playlist, mixtape, album doesn't matter.
Everything applies. When we listen to like Drake More Life. I listened to that recently, and he says that's a playlist. But every song blends so well together that it's kind of like
he was just being
seem like a playlist.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's a mixed. It's an album.
Yeah.
But he was being avant-garde.
We branded it as a mixtape, as a playlist.
I thought it was smart as fuck doing that, to be honest. But it's a great fucking album, and it works seamlessly. Yeah. There's Anyway, so any other thoughts on this bad boy?
No, other than that, overall, great
journey.
Project.
Bless. Yeah. Okay. Love it. So, now, on that note, this just dropped the other day. I'm going to do the email blast for it tonight. Every year.
This is exclusive.
Exclusive. Wait.
Nice.
Dropping them flex bombs, even though it's not a bomb. So 16 years in a row. 2009 we started. That was the first one. And this is volume 16, and we called it, I came up with Quiet Storm because that was a kind of like a R&B subgenre from the early 90s that like was mostly slow jams, and they have this like, hey ladies, like it was usually a radio format actually, and they would just play like the real slow jams. Yeah, and it could be like, and they sometimes would have rain noises, and they'd play like Jodeci slow jams and fucking shit like that. So to me,
real sexy stuff,
super sexy, and I feel like that's exactly this project isn't Quiet Storm in the truth. Well, sex. Like, absolutely, fucking stick it right in, man. The joints on this one were just happened to like lean slow, and that's never happened. For usually the Valentine's Day mixtapes, we have they're like bangers.
More bangers. Yeah.
But like the songs that I found that I wanted to put on there that from I don't know, Nosh had this like complex post that you sent ages ago of like a bunch of songs that were some of the best of 2023. So I wrote them all down and went through them. I probably took like half of those that I quite liked. And sometimes I went and picked another song from that artist. I liked the artist, didn't like that song or whatever. And then Tiff suggested a few. She suggested Olivia Dean and Snow Allegra there. And that El Mean guy who was our new favorite discovery recently. I think she texted you about it, Nosh, but basically it's this guy from the UK.
Dude, I've been on that guy pause for like a couple of years. He's ridiculously underrated, out of control.
We heard of him like 2 weeks ago.
And he's silky. Oh, really? No, I swear to God, I sent you his shit. He was on Colors. He did some shit. I swear to God, I sent you to it, or at least
you may have. And I probably listened. And was like, "Oh, this is cool."
It was a long time. You probably want to seen it once.
I've never heard of him.
Okay, so he's this sort of like chunky, like black dude with big hair, and definitely like he seems like a hipster kind of.
Yeah, he's pretty low key. He just seems like a low key English man's.
Yeah,
he's British.
He's British. He's like he's great. He's got 125K. I'm gonna follow him actually. Yeah. He's dope. I'm really impressed with the music. Oh, he's doing a tour.
He has like an incredible range. He's a big dude and he can sing so high.
Yeah,
and he has like a beautiful range and a very whatever range he does nicely. It's super smooth. He's fucked.
Playing Chicago and Brooklyn at the end of April, which is driving distance. Yeah, so he was like one that we picked. But anyway, Jameson, when I heard that Love Me song, when his album came out, I was like, that straight away, I was like, that's how we're setting off the Valentine's Day mixtape.
That's a great song.
It's a banger,
Great song.
So anyway, that was it, and it was the same process. I didn't know most of these songs. Listened to the start. I knew a bunch of them, and I obviously heard all of them to put it on here. But like, I didn't know them like back to front. Like some of the ones I did, I heard "Love Me" a bunch, and I heard the Kamau Mango song a bunch because Tiff always plays it. I heard Emalu a bunch. Heard the Snow Allegra and Georgia Smith. Blah blah. So a bunch of them, but not everything. So really, just look at the start and the end and see what works, and try to that reverse bell curve. Like the Yebba song's probably the slowest, and the Emalu's kind of slow, and then it kind of picks back up. And it was funny because I usually like 10 to 12 songs. We used to put like 20 something. It was just so much fucking work.
A lot.
It's too much. So I was like, oh, it'd be cool if there was like to get to 12. I think we had 11. I was like, let's get to 12. And then I couldn't find anything else that I really liked. No one else had suggested anything. So I was like, oh, maybe we did Wait Till Morning from my album Relentless last year. So like, Wonder. I'm like, I think we used the girl songs. Like, no, perfect. Because we had Too Hungover, which has Notion on it as well. Because I like to have a song from each of us. Neither of us have put out new music in a bit. So I was like, this is kind of perfect. Because it's like a good little way to like chuck some of our own stuff on there. But yeah, this one's really cool. So this is out now. And I'm going to do the email blast. You can go get it. It's themovementfammusic.com or just themovementfam.bandcamp.com.
Nice.
It's free to download the whole tape. Otherwise, it's like $1 per song. Or you can buy the whole entire discography for $1 to download 24.
That's a pretty good deal.
Actually, crazy.
Pretty good deal.
On the screen
16 albums that you could wank or fuck to for fucking $1, dude. Are you serious? Like,
24.
Must be the clip. 24.
Because if you go to the movement fam here.
Like that's a fucking lot.
Because we have Feature Game Vicious Volume 1, which is something that I'm really... Actually, I think
the whole collection. There's so many, man.
Yeah, and we did a bunch of random singles here.
Like, value for money like I've never seen.
It's pretty good. We put our crew singles on here. So it's a lot. So anyway, that's out now. Go cop that. I actually think we might even do Feature Game Vicious next week, which I can explain what that is, but that might be
Honestly,
the next
we
one.
could totally do that. That'd be funny
because it just takes a break because I've basically released more music than Notion. So when we're doing all of our like old project reviews, we're going to do a whole bunch of mine in a row because we're going chronologically. So this is like a good way to break it up because that's what I did listening to it. I listened to this, then went back to the originals, went back to my solo stuff because you didn't drop anything between 2010 and 2013 aside from singles. So anyways, this is good. All right. So
what up?
We did all that. We talked about the Super Bowl. Now, a whole bunch of shit came around the Super Bowl. Pause coming around. And one thing that was super interesting was Snoop and Dre finally launched their own drink called Gin and Juice with 4 different flavors with a pretty cool, it's like a teaser ad that was kind of like a Pulp Fiction type of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember him, there's this dude named Jay Pinder who we met I don't know, when we first moved here. He's this dude from Seattle, and he's become an A&R and a songwriter and a rapper for Aftermath. Like he works for Dre, and he's worked for Dre for years. So he was at the launch for this party. So I was seeing his stories today, and like all the people that were there, like Hannibal Barris and all these different people were like there, and they were drinking. Wow. So there's 4 flavors of the gin and juice. Maybe I should bring it up actually. Snoop.
Is it so? Okay, break it down. Is it a Red Bull sized can or is it a Monster sized can?
It looks like a Red Bull
sized can. I think.
Red Bull thing. So it's like a park friendly,
friendly.
Like I'm feeling like a smaller.
It's an RTD.
Something.
It's what they what the kids call it RTD. Yeah. So
it's like what you'd have canned wine in.
Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna pull up. This is not like the official website or anything, but just. So basically, ready to drink gin and juice by Dre and Snoop, and there's 4 flavors there you can see at the top screen. So the 4 flavors are apricot, citrus, melon, and passion fruit.
Okay. So the only question we pretty much all have is what took them so fucking long to make this?
So I'm saying to Tiff, 30 years. But do you know what? My thought was, I got a few thoughts on this. One, in 1993 when this came out, no one was doing RTDs. Plus, Snoop was like about to get put in jail for fucking murder. Hence, murder was the case. So
straight up,
he that was pretty.
Maybe 20 years ago. Like either, what would they have?
I see what you're saying though. In the last 5 years at least, geez. So I don't know. I feel like maybe Dre doesn't want to do stuff. That's my guess. I feel like Snoop does everything, and I think Dre doesn't want to do anything. Dre's just like this weird mogul legend who lives in some house and never leaves.
He's like he has the mysteria, the mysteriousness to him, like kind of like Black Thought, but like to the next level. It's like you don't fucking see me, but I'm the doctor, bro. Like that's it.
Basically, and I think that could be that would be my
he's also
theory.
A mad cunt too, still, but
no, he's a fair solid cunt.
Come out and do your things, mate.
Why are you saying? I'm maybe it's almost like. Because they had to sort of do it together. Yeah,
I think
they have to do it together.
One, they have to do it together, and 2, I think these things like canned alcohol wasn't that big until the last 10 years.
Yeah, you're right. Not in North America. In Australia, it was. We grew up drinking that.
Not the only thing canned that
2012,
I know was popular.
2012 in Toronto was when we started seeing them heavy in the LCBOs.
2012?
Maybe end of 2011, maybe.
Oh, I was going to say 2020.
Interesting.
RTDs?
Because when we got to Ossington and Bloor, there was the LCBO had we came here September 2010. And then, by the fucking, 4 months later, so the spring of the next year, they had the Jack Daniels and colas. They used to have they had them. They had stuff. They had the Recorder Leagues, the Swedish ciders.
That's cider, so that's
but cider and beer. That's normal.
Those varieties started coming, like the Jack and the fucking Canadian Club, all the different kind of varieties came in. They started to slowly creep in.
So it was a slow creep, but it didn't get popular until, and they probably had very few options then, is what you're saying. Okay, how do you remember that? Did you used to drink them then? Is that why? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Me and Scott used to smash them in the kitchen.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So
interesting.
I don't recall
think they were
that
popular until
because the recorder leagues were like, the ciders were like 7.5%, they're like, or 6.5. They were huge. So instead of having a couple of beers, you have a couple of those, get fucking shit fucked.
Right. So I mean, separate thing, but yes, I see what you're saying. It's like a different market because LCBO is a little far behind because of how controlled it was. But so there's probably a whole bunch, and this is obviously in the States. I don't know how far ahead they were. I know they had shit like Mike's Hard Lemonade and blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah,
that's been around forever. And they used to have the Bacardi Breezes were always around too. I think shit like that.
But what I think is because of the new popularity of it, they were just kind of like thinking they probably had it in the pipeline, and then they were like, well, we're not going to drop it until there's a big anniversary. They're not going to drop it on the 24th anniversary of the song, so it obviously made more sense to do on the 30th anniversary.
30 so that's 31 because it was 93.
Oh, I thought it was that. Oh, then it doesn't. Then I'm completely wrong. You can
maybe they tried to, and they were no, we're leaving
cut this part
out. It could have waited. I feel like it was like the anniversary might have been like any sort of coincidence. I feel like you guys are right that they were just waiting for the time to be at a better space for people to be used to it, because otherwise it would be a gimmick and it would disappear. Now, it's a gimmick, but people really do this shit, and people are gonna
buy it as soon as it's in LCBO. I'm gonna buy it and try it at least one time.
Yeah. For sure. I'll just get Tiff to get an Ultra Asian. Fuck that. But and they have from what I saw, Snoop was posting, and they had like four packs that weren't a mixer. Actually, it was all like just one flavor. So it's going to be interesting how they.
I wonder if fan of the 4-pack store.
Well, no, they should. Same. That's a whole other convo. It'd be cool if there was a mixer. Or just do a 4-pack, a 4 mixer. I wonder if they were like the natural, because you think about it, if you're going to mix gin with something and it's called gin and juice, I wonder if it's like a seltzer with natural flavorings. Well, it's a good question. What is in what ingredients? Snoop, Dre, gin and juice.
It could be like a little spritz, like a fucking,
Yeah, I just like. Okay. Oh no, 3 recipes from Snoop Dogg's cookbook. Okay. Now it's all. A gin and juice pre-mix drink.
Snoop should have like a weed infused sort of like carbonated beverage.
Yeah, they should. He should definitely. I know he's got weed.
He doesn't.
Why is he not?
He must have.
He's got weed.
He must have it. Surely.
Why have a weed drink? Because does he not like? I mean, drinking weed is not my favorite shit either. Still, but like, he's an enterprising motherfucker, so like, he should have a little one too.
I'm surprised if he actually doesn't. Like, I don't know.
I should give him a shout. Like, listen, mate, how you going?
You should DM. You should DM him. DM him a business pitch.
Tell him.
Hi, Calvin. It's Bradley. I want to have
exactly like that. Actually,
exactly like that.
That'd be genius.
So I don't think there's much info about it now, but I would be curious to see if it's like they've done it cheap or they've done it like, use higher quality ingredients. So it depends who. Yeah. I saw
cheap isn't the popular thing anymore, so we'll see.
Honestly. Well, particularly for those mans.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. So that was pretty cool. Now another interesting thing that all happened. I feel like this was more like it just happened this way as opposed to being planned around the Super Bowl. There was Beyonce dropped 2 new singles from Renaissance Act 2, and she's doing a country album. Because the first, so Renaissance, the last one that we went to the tour for, it was essentially the only way to say it is like drag queen dance music. Like it was like shit you'd hear in a gay club, and that's what the dancers they were doing, like the voguing and all the stuff, and a lot of the dances were, drag, trans, different LGBT. Yeah. That was a big part of like the theme. But she also had that big fucking silver horse and a cowboy hat. And apparently it was called Renaissance Act 1. Act 2 seems to be straight up and down country music. Like she dropped 2 singles. I listened to both of them. Well, if you remember the song that I don't know what it was called, that Daddy Says Shoot whatever off Lemonade, I think, was a country song. That song fucking goes. I love that joint.
Yeah.
So I
would
was
discount
ready for
this album because of the genre. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be pretty good. It's Beyonce, so
yes.
Sure
now the first two songs, did you guys? I guess no, she didn't know about this.
I haven't heard the songs, but I knew they were coming out. I thought they were set to come out. I didn't know they were already out.
So they dropped after the Super Bowl, and we listened to them both last night. No, I don't think they're great songs, but it doesn't mean the album's going to be great. It doesn't mean the album's not going to be great just because it's Beyonce. Like, I didn't really like Renaissance because it was a whole genre that wasn't aimed at me or really anything I listened to. I don't listen to country either, but there's more good country songs now than ever. I really like Chris Stapleton because of your aunt, Dan, has put us on. We used to laugh at her, and then now we're like, all right, run that.
Wow.
Chris is great. So I'm very curious. If the songs are great, her voice is going to carry them, and it's going to be...
Yeah, that's the main thing. Her voice can carry it regardless. So I wouldn't discredit it, Bradley. Notion.
Yes. I would say give it a try. Did you not like country at all?
Oh, it's fine. It's just like some of it's horrendous.
That's true. That's a fact. So I feel like these two songs are not it. I'd be curious what you guys think.
It's like, my least favorite genre of music ever. Like ever. But it's like I'll still listen to some shit, and if it's fire, it's fire. No, I don't hate it. I think it's like there's some fire. Like there's some stuff that I actually would listen to, let alone sample, that is soulful enough and dope enough that I would be like actually casually listening to it. Chris Stapleton is a fucking treasure, and
his voice is so good.
Cunts like that are tight. So like, country's not shit. It's just not amazing to me all the time. And then when it is good, the same way. Fucking take the fucking hat off for it. But I usually shit on it, and it doesn't need to be shat on. So it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, that's big redemption. I usually tell cunts country to suck my fucking dick from the back. Like, bro, like I usually been telling cunts to fuck off with the country, but that's my current take, and I'll stick with that.
Love it. That's fair.
Nice.
So keep an eye out for that one. Now, the real shit that we've all been waiting for was the GOAT, the God, the greatest rapper of all time, the fucking sickest cunt going. Fucking Ye came through with Ty Dolla $ign, dropped Vultures, Volume 1 on Friday morning or Saturday morning, I think it was. After it was a little late, but they got it in.
Friday, yeah, might be Friday morning.
Yeah, they did the launch party in Chicago. And didn't drop right afterwards, but then it dropped. And
everyone was like, what the hell?
Yes.
And then it dropped eventually, yeah.
Yes, I think I remember waking up Saturday and it dropped. So basically before, because there's a whole bunch of stuff about this, so maybe we'll just go through a quick,
you should share your screen.
I'm going to.
Share your screen and go on Genius so I can just remember each. Obviously, I just listened to it again, but it's going to be hard for me to remember unless I read the
Vultures.
lyrics.
Huh, why isn't it coming up?
Vultures
Vultures? Yeah, but there's... Okay. Maybe it's Kanye West? Vultures?
Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign Vultures.
Oh, because they didn't put it Ye. That's fucking weird. All right, top results. Is this the song or the album? You whore. Where's the fucking album? Track 11 on Vultures 1. All right.
Yeah,
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Let me see, because it's... Hang on, let's see if I can... There you go. I have to zoom out a touch. All right.
Beauty.
So, 16 cuts. Now, notable songs missing. Everybody, the song with Charlie Wilson that sampled Backstreet Boys, ain't there, which means they can clear the sample. New Body with Nicki Minaj. She wouldn't clear her verse like a cockhead. So that's not on there. That song kind of had a video and it had been leaked to come out for years, but it should have, like, I don't know. It's a great song. So maybe it'll be on the other ones. Now, these songs, so Nosh, you heard it sort of? You heard some of it?
The whole thing.
You heard the whole thing. Amazing.
So there was like a few songs that I skipped because I thought they were shit. As in, not skipped. I listened to 2 minutes of them and then skipped.
Gotcha. So you got the vibes. That's all I needed. You could have listened to 30 seconds or anything. You get the point. Does anyone have any, maybe any faves from this one?
Notion, you can go or see if you want.
Well, I have
a lot of favorites.
Yeah, I think, Dan, you're going to probably say the most about the music. I feel like you always have a better memory with the song names. But Back to Me is the one with the beautiful big titty but naked women just to fall out the sky. You know, as a joint cunt.
That's
sampling
a song. Oh my
sampling
God.
Jay. That's probably my favorite joint. The other one was Beg Forgiveness with Chris Brown. Fucking just slaps. It goes so hard. Problematic is really cool. And King, the last song, which is the one he's like, they call me crazy anti-Semitic, but I'm still the king. I thought that was dope. Burn was another one that was really cool. And I like Talking, which is the fucking Northwest. On there. That was when they did the video too.
That's a sick tune.
So I had Northwest, and they had the end of it. It goes into like Ty Dolla $ign, same as the video that they put out where Ty Dolla $ign's doing a little songs for his daughter. But overall, those are my favorite songs, and the aesthetic of the album, or the sound, I feel like it's really cohesive. Like, it works really well. It's like songs that are kind of funny, good features. I mean, who's on there? Obviously, we said Chris Brown. I think Travis Scott's on there. I know Playboy Carti, who's trash, but he's on there. Dirk, obviously, and that other dude on Vultures. There was... Shit, who else? I don't know why they're not saying any of the stuff here.
I think that's it, isn't it?
It might just actually be it.
There's so many features on that fucking album. It's ridiculous.
Stars.
That should show. That's
I
don't think there is a lot, is there?
Oh, that's produced by... Oh, yeah, JPEG Mafia produced a bunch. I don't know how else the easiest way to find it. This one doesn't look like... it's got anything. But anyways.
No, there's no features on that.
Yeah. So maybe Dan. Oh, Timbo. Yeah, Timbo produced. I forgot about that. Timbaland dropped some shit, which is great. Yeah, maybe Dan, tell us what the ones that you like. Then, I'll just scroll through this a little bit.
I really like Keys to My Life.
Yeah.
I like Back to Me is my favorite, I think.
Oh,
I think
Pay goes. My favorite. Yeah, Back to You.
Quavo as well.
Yes, Quavo is the other one.
Quavo's the other one. And I love that song with Quavo. It's called Paperwork. Yes. And what else is there? Fuck Something. I like that tune. King, banger. Oh, there's so many. That Hood Rat tune is a banger as well. Carnival. It's so good. There's so many songs on there, which is just like incredible.
Yeah.
Like, Burn is sick as well.
You almost think the way that this was rolled out that it was about to be a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I thought it was Nipsey in the beginning. So I don't know if it's Nipsey featured or it's just like a sample of something he said.
Interesting.
Yeah, it must be.
I don't know what's up with that, but I just feel like this album in my mind should be not good because of how chaotic it was. Did you see the video of that? Remember he did this rant in front of a whole bunch of people in Miami? And kick people out of the room and stuff. And he was like, I made Nicki write her verse 3 times for New Buddy, blah, blah, blah. So all those people in the room, they sat on the couch and he's recording the verse for, I think it was Fuck Something, actually.
It's Carnival, I think.
It was Carnival, okay.
Where he's yelling. The one where he's saying, like, Ye Kelly, bitch, that song.
That one. Yes.
Yeah,
so, that's pretty funny, man. I'm like, I mean, to me, that's
hilarious.
So insanely, that's way too chaotic. And it's obviously the least... not how you're supposed to record music, but whatever works, bro. So, point being, I feel like this is like a real tight project, all things considered. Like, sonically, it's great. Ty is so fucking good,
Ty is so good. Oh my... Like, I can't even express to you how good he is.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's... he's just incredible, man. There's just no better feature. And then it just works so well on the track. Like that Keys to My Life where he jumps in on the track, I just can't believe how good he is. And Burn when he starts off the song, it's just wow. Everything he does on this is amazing. I even like fucking Playboy Carti on this. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, it just kind of works.
This works. I don't know how Ye does it because it works, and he's still like a shit artist, but it still just works.
I feel like that's sometimes the best shit. You get the best out of the people that you work with, and that's super interesting. Rich the Kid's on this as well. Okay,
Oh, I didn't know that. Did you hear the story with Fivio and Off the Grid, where apparently he sent his verse to Kanye West like 5 times, and Kanye's response was always just like, keep going, just keep going, keep going. That's why his verse was like 5 minutes long, because Kanye West was just like, keep going, don't stop, like keep going. And then eventually it got to like some super, probably the longest verse I've ever heard, and it slaps. So.
It goes pretty hard. Oh yeah, and this one as well with Beg Forgiveness. Like Kanye doesn't come into like 3 minutes in the song. Like it's just fucking like straight like Chris Brown Forever.
Yeah.
With Ty, it's I don't know. I really like this, and I feel like he really came through with some fucking great.
Oh, he did. I don't think he disappointed at all. Like, far from it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. No, should you have from? I know you sort of listened to it, probably the most recent. Did you have anything that stood out? Any thoughts on the overall production, sound? I would like your input on the mixing and mastering as well. Apparently, not the mix, but people were saying the mastering sucked, and they're giving London on the Track feedback on mixing and mastering on Twitter, and then he's taking that and actually applying it in real life, in real time.
That's crazy. I haven't heard anything about that. Wow, really, eh?
Yeah. And I saw, and they were like, I was telling Tiff, I'm like, that's what we do. It was like, at 58 seconds on track 3, the ad-lib is a little too quiet, push that up. And then boom, 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 like, whoa. It was like, people gave him like iPhone notes and screenshot it and posted it on Twitter with all the different stuff that they were suggesting. So it's like crowdsourcing the mixing changes from people, because I think it was rushed, and everyone, you know how Kanye works, everything's spasmodic, like, oh, fuck, everything's happening all at once. So it was, yeah, it was cool. It was very cool to see that that's what they're doing. But anyway, yeah, man. Did you have any like thoughts in general on stuff?
Fuck.
You don't have to. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but if you don't have any thoughts, then that's cool.
Not really. I mean, like it was. I mean, I have to listen to it again. Like I can't just like I listened to it today.
You need to soak it up more.
I had to rush through it. It's fucking sick. I need to just sit with it more. There's some parts that are weird, some parts that are amazing. Most of it's great, but yeah, I don't know.
What parts did you particularly find weird?
You probably wouldn't be able to refer back to that so soon.
Zero.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, after yeah.
Do you know the part I loved? Yeah, the callback to Dark Twisted Fantasy at the end of Problematic.
Like, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's so sick. Oh my god, so sick.
I feel like he really delivered in a time when we were like, oh, he's not gonna deliver at all. This is fucking insane. What is he doing? So it was like, it was cool. And then look, the coolest shit, I'm just gonna do it right here. For me, basically, they made everything on Yeezy.com $20. Like, can you see that?
Very interesting. Yeah.
Which is so wild. So basically, he always said that's what he wanted to do, and he did it. And originally, the pod, say the shoes, which is a bad model for this one because it's essentially the same thing, but they were like 200, and then people bought them, and then now on his Instagram tonight, he posted that they're refunding everybody.
Oh wow!
Cool. Yeah, refunding everyone.
More on the website now.
Yes,
when I went on it yesterday, there wasn't that much.
So they've added the vinyl and CD, and they added 2 other versions of the wet thing. Like one's like a romper and one's like a sweatsuit thing. I ordered a bunch. I got the pods. I got the shoes. I got this top with the one. I got. Well, do you know why? Because if you got the black one here with the Vultures on the back, that's the one they're saying is like the German thing. So I didn't get that. I got the Vultures long sleeve, and I got the black pants. And it was like $80. This is pretty crazy. So I was like, I don't really wear white because I'll just get fucked up. So I was like, let me just get the things without the problematic shit on the back, and let's see if it's all $20 and doesn't. And I got it shipped to the New York address to make it easier, a little cheaper because it's a bit much to Canada. I even got my friend in Australia. Shouts to Cam. He shipped it there because it was like $117 to get it shipped to Australia. So I'm like, it's $15 to get it shipped to New York, and I'll just pick it up there and ship it out to him, and it'll still come less than that. But I just thought it was really cool that he was doing that he actually did this and came through and put the Yeezy stuff. So Yeezy.com, if anyone gives a fuck, trying to cop that new. Good times, good value from Kanye. Now, what else did he say? So the other thing, okay, a good thing though. Couple things about that, and then we can move on and we'll finish up on this tier. Ozzy Osbourne's mad at him because apparently he sampled Black Sabbath and he doesn't want anything to do with Kanye.
He's a weirdo, man. He's a weirdo.
Yeah, just because his wife was.
The past he has, and he's acting like Ye is a much bigger issue than him. I'm like, okay.
And Ye sampled him on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy too, so.
Yeah,
it's like
look
relax.
yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. Apparently Anthony Fantano had a bit of a meltdown or something on Twitter or on something. I saw people trending before, so because he just hates Fantano. I actually like him. Like we talked about, me and Nosh met him and everything. It was cool, but recently he's become super like politically left, and I've seen him on he was on H3, which is like a show that Tiff used to watch, and H3 is a podcast, like a online, I guess a podcast, but they have it's like a crew of 8 to 10 people, and they're always talking to the crew, and they have these little games they do, and they talk a lot about just tea, the Ace family, and shit like that, all YouTube people and stuff, like a YouTube show about YouTube drama and all that shit. So Fantano was on there. They used to have a show called The Leftovers, meaning they talked about lefty stuff. So they're and they always talk, trans rights and blah, 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 those type of individuals. So Fantano's gone full lefty, really aggressive to the point, and I'm not judging now, I'm saying to the point where he can't listen to music objectively anymore. So he keeps saying it's not because of that, and he thinks this Ye album's garbage. He's posting all these weird videos of him just making fun of it and shit, and
Oh, he keeps on. I've noticed recently he hates on really big artists, and he's hated on Drake for time. As in before this whole beef thing, he would say for example, the Jack Harlow album, which wasn't very good, but it had that really good song with Drake on it. It's quite a long verse,
Churchill Downs.
It was Churchill Downs. There you go. And his verse was sick, and he was oh, it had the Drake verse. It was pretty shit, but blah blah blah. And it's and then he keeps on hating on a lot of big artists, and I can't listen to his reviews or watch his thing on YouTube anymore because he's just so annoying. It's he's just trying to be different. He's them man that are oh, everyone's hyped about this one thing. Let me just bring a dampener on it, kind of thing. And I'm
that sucks.
I can't. He's annoying, man. I can't listen to him. He's so annoying.
I feel like he's lived long enough to become the villain, as they say. With that, so that was one thing around it. A potential incredible thing about an hour or two ago, Ye posted a photo with him and the Adidas CEO on Instagram. It was hey, bumped into whatever his name is. So now I'm just bring him back, just bring him back.
Well, he was wearing black Air Force Ones as well, so you can't judge me anymore. You can't judge me for wearing my Nikes anymore, my Dunks.
Fuck,
because he wore Air Force Ones. He done it.
Fuck. You got me.
Yeah.
What can I say? If Ye's wearing, particularly it's funny because of the black Air Force Ones and the cultural association.
The connotations.
It's very funny. So that was very cool. And the last thing on this was that he's posted a clip from an interview with that Justin LeBoy guy. He was around a lot. And apparently they're doing some show and a big, long interview. So Ye will talk about, I imagine he'll probably talk about the products and what they're doing with Yeezy and stuff like that. So I'm actually very curious to see what the quality's like, because it was $80, I think, for all the shirts and stuff, and then $200 for the shoes, and people were bitching about the quality of the shoes, but this is the first stuff I think he's produced on his own without the help of a partner, I guess, a manufacturing partner. So I'm curious. To me, I was you know what, I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff because it's $20 US, 28 Canadian, I guess. And just to give it a try, because it's not that much of a loss. If it's not phenomenal, it's I supported Kanye, who's an artist that I care about, and particularly I like the fashion shit. All the other stuff is stuff I wear almost every day. Something of Yeezy. Actually, I'm always wearing the shoes regardless, but something that he's done, I'm typically trying to rock that. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. So I'll definitely keep y'all posted. I don't think it even arrived. Oh, I got the numbers. I sent it to you guys on the text chat, but they said, okay, they sent a report. Kanye posted it. So the end of day report for the 12th, which is today of February, they sold a total sales of $19.3 million with 294,000 orders. And then they got them all broken down. The numbers add up to more than that, but obviously some people bought, like they sold 266,000 pairs of the pods. 79K of one of the tees, the pants, blah, blah, blah. So then you add it all up, and it's pretty cool. They got, basically 300,000 orders, made 20 million in a day. And now they got to produce all the shit if they haven't already. And then, oh my gosh, did he go number one in Israel?
He did. You didn't see that?
That's fucking amazing. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I like that. So very cool. Yay the goat. That was Grand Wizard posting about that. And I don't know, man. I like this. This feels optimistic with Ye. I know he's obviously somebody that we can't count on everything going right with, but I don't know. Delivering stuff, as long as all these products actually arrive and they're not making, they're not errors or they're bad quality or whatever. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I feel like I'm going to be waiting a while though, so it's okay.
Probably.
I don't mind. So, any other thoughts on anything that, or shall we move on and finish up with a bit of a final tier list?
Yeah, let's finish up on the tier list. Album of the year, by the way. Album of the year.
Can you? Oh, go. Absolutely. Yep.
Easily
album of the year. No question. No one's debating it. If you're debating it, you're a bit of a dickhead. All right. Why can't I close this? Well, here we go. Oh, okay. If anyone wants Huggies pull-ups, they do consistent potty training from day to night. Bad Habits brought to you by Huggies pull-ups. Use the code Bad Habits for a free pair of nappies.
Do you remember the Aussie ad campaign for that?
Like I'm a big boy now, or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're doing the Greatest Lyricist Tier Maker, and the reason why we're doing it is because the person who made this put the names of the fucking rappers here. I want to switch this up. Do we want to say, okay, I want to go, basically we'll go one each, and we all pick it, and we all get to choose, whoever chooses. So Dan, when it's your turn, you choose a rapper, you put it in a place. And then Nosh, you pick one, you put it in a place, and there's no discussion. It is just like you find, and you could do approach it two ways. You can pick someone you like and put them where it needs to be, or you can pick someone you don't like and put them low. But no one gets to discuss it. Okay. No, should you freeze? Oh no, he muted himself. He's probably burping.
He looks very still though.
Yeah, maybe he has. Oh no, he's moved.
Okay, no, he's moving. Okay, cool.
Can you give us a thumbs up, Nosh? Are you okay? Thumbs up. Okay, we're good. All right.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said? Oh, are you okay? Do you want to take a sec?
No, I didn't. My oven, something. Yeah, 1 sec.
I was going to pause. All right, we back. So, just to reiterate, we all get to choose somebody, and we take it our turn, and then whoever chooses that gets to go. That's where the artist goes, anywhere from S to F, and that's where it goes, and we're going to look at, this is not a discussion, this is a LOLs session. Because we've kind of done this before, but I thought it's a bit easier now if we can pick some people and put there. So, how do we decide who starts? Should we do rock, paper, scissors virtually? Or that doesn't work?
Let's do it.
Okay, no.
Okay,
that's easier. Talk to me.
Black Thought, S.
I knew it.
Dude, if you have any other quarrels, like, get off this podcast.
I said I knew it. I said
sorry.
I knew it.
Don't even.
I just said I knew it. I just said I knew it.
Okay, Dan.
Okay, I know people might hate me.
Do it.
You can have one of those too. You can have one of those like get fucked notion votes. Okay, just so you
No. This isn't even about you, man. This is
you
about.
shouldn't have any quarrels with Black Thought, but if you do, then you can.
Oh no, I have no issue.
I think I know what you're gonna do. I
have no issue, but
I know. That's
I feel like I want people to be funny too.
No integrity, so it's okay. I understand where it's coming from. It's a rebuttal, but it's not even. It doesn't have no weight.
Oh, I know what Dan's gonna do. Dan's gonna do one of two things.
Okay, I know people might hate me for this.
Do it.
But it's okay. They can get at me in the comments if they really feel like it. But Tupac. Can you put him in D, please?
Oh, Is this in alphabetical order? There we go. Wow. Well, I'm just going to do the obvious and put Ye in S.
Perfect.
Nosh.
I have another. Okay.
Also, keep in mind, there's a trolling element to this too. So if you want to be a funny cunt, because there's something I was thinking of doing to be funny. I thought Dan might have done it, but we can be for real, but we could also do lols. Just keep that.
I'll do it for real. I'll put a Nas and an S.
Good call. I like this is in alphabetical order too. All right, whoever did this, big up to you.
This is good tier list.
Dan.
That's true. Right. Organization helps us do.
It's great. Honestly, alphabetical order. That's fucking cool. Sorry, Dan.
All right. I'm not going to be as controversial, but I do have another controversial one. But, I'm going to follow up the 2-pack in D with Hopsin. Hopsin in A.
In A?
Do you guys not listen to him? His lyricism
I like
incredible.
Hopsin. Yeah, no, Hopsin's great.
I don't listen to him that much, but like his lyricism is.
Are you honestly going to put Hopsin above Tupac?
For lyricism, 110%. Well, I think Tupac obviously makes better music, but you can't say.
Pac was never the greatest lyricist. He really wasn't.
He's not a very good lyricist.
No one had more charisma than that fucking guy. All right,
exactly.
Well, I'm just going to do some of the obvious ones before we have fun. Obviously, Jay, he's going S.
Okay.
Because you know the vibes. Nosh.
Okay, so if Hopsin is going in A, that means that so many people are going in S. Like, do you understand what you've done by putting that?
I've jumped the gun.
Do you understand what you've done? Like, do you understand what you've done? You've fucked the whole.
Dan, do you want to put in B?
You've just had to put him in C and then be done with it. Like, Jimmy cunts are so out of control. Dude, if you don't put Lil Wayne in S, I'll fucking stab both of you.
Put him in S right now. It's not a discussion.
Right,
this is not a discussion.
I'm just saying in general.
So, would you like to put Wayne in S for your turn?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, good choice. Wonderful choice.
There's so many other quarrels that I have with Hopsin being so high. That's all. There's so many other cunts that will decimate. Don't worry.
Look, I know Hopsin came about after 2015. I understand your issues with it.
I feel like I knew who he was in Australia. Dan, you're up.
My pick, I'm going to go another controversial one. I'm going to say, Fiddy.
Uh-oh.
He can go in D.
That's fair. I agree. I'm going to...
He's not a sick lyricist. He's just he's a 2-pack mold. He's like charisma, fun, gangster, makes good music.
This is this is lyricist. This is a lyricist tier. This is not songwriting.
This is lyricism.
So hook influence, like the amount of that's not a D.
No, I don't think that's
both
lyricism.
Both Tupac and 50 shouldn't be in a D. Hopsin shouldn't be in a B.
But this is why there's no discussion, because it's funny.
Sorry.
Look, I kind of want to fuck. I want to fuck this up just to piss everybody off and put Lil Pump in S, but I won't. Yeah. Okay. I don't feel that at all. All right, so I'm gonna put Dan's boy Quentin Miller in F.
Who the fuck is Quentin Miller?
That's Drake. It's a picture of Drake.
Wow.
Why does it say Quentin Miller? I don't understand. Who is that? What's the reference? I'm confused.
Oh, Daniel, you are funny. Are you serious?
I don't understand.
So,
I don't understand.
Do you know
this is the troll that Daniel is? It's the troll
no, he's not.
No, I
can tell you very quickly if you want to know.
References.
So, remember the Meek Mill beef? That was about Quentin Miller. Quentin Miller is a ghostwriter who ghost wrote Drake's verse for the Rico song. You're about to go here with Rico. And fucking Meek Mill that's why the Twitter fingers, because he was tweeting saying Drake didn't even write his verse for the song. He wouldn't promote it. Quentin Miller fucking wrote the verse. Then this basically ruined this Quentin Miller guy's life. And this is a troll move by this person putting Quentin Miller on Drake's picture, saying that Drake doesn't write his own stuff, Quentin does. So that's the lol. Okay. I wasn't putting him in F. I was considering what to do. This was more me being a troll. So because I know you'd want to put Drake in A, so in S. So I was just going to put him in A, just for that. That's happy with. It's not even a really good troll, to be honest. But
that makes sense.
That was the explanation there. Who's next? Was it Notion?
Notion.
Now, there's a few other people on the side that you guys can't see because of where the thing is. So just to go through there. So there's Ghostface, Jada, J. Cole, Mos, NF, Nicki, and Token and Cordae on the side there that you can't see.
Okay. Cool.
I'll put fucking... Oh, just to piss Dan off, I'll put Common in an S.
That's a good one. I thought Dan was going to put Common in F. I thought he was going to put Lil Pump in S and Common in F.
Okay. Yes. That makes sense, guys. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Royce, that makes so much sense.
Royce is going S tier.
That was the exact other one I was going to say before that. That was the one I wanted to say.
I guess we're all taking this seriously now. Dan.
Can I have Joyner Lucas in D? I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
Interesting.
I think that's like just factually incorrect as far as technical abilities, but that's funny. No, I thought it was a funny move. I gotta respect the funny move.
Okay, you can't make good music. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Hey, Dan. No, so what are you doing? Lil Pump and S?
Nah, mate.
Sure. Who's Token?
He's just like white rapper dude. He's good. He's a very good lyricist. Like, he's great.
And who's NF?
NF is
what should I do right now? Should I do like a surprise or should I do like a...
Surprise. Make it funny.
Surprise.
Make it funny.
Maybe everyone's got 5 seconds to make a decision.
Good job. So Eminem S.
Next, go.
Say that, Nosh. Repeat.
I said next, go.
Oh.
And he said Eminem.
Okay. Super. Eminem and S? Okay. Was that your vote? Who? Wasn't it your turn, Nosh? And you skipped.
I didn't say anything and he just jumped in. So I'm saying fucking nothing yet. I haven't decided. So I don't know. Fucking...
Whoopsie.
Tech 9 in A.
That's fair. Tech 9 in A. Where is he? Tech 9.
Next to Ti. There you go.
Next to Ti.
I mean, he's better than a lot of cunts, but like...
No, Tech 9's great.
He's not S, but maybe
okay,
he is.
If we're going to be taking it seriously, what about putting Cole in A?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay. What else we got, boys? No, this is you again. Why do I keep fucking it up?
Oh.
Hang on, whose turn is it?
Jadakiss in S or A?
You tell me.
I mean...
This is the no discussion pod. No discussion.
I would say S.
Beautiful.
It's too clean.
Daniel.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Fuck off. Love you.
Can I put A$AP Rocky in C? Actually, yeah.
That's a fair point.
That doesn't mean he's bad. He's great.
C's not bad. Okay, that's a good one. You know what? I'm going to do an interesting
Dr. Dre
one.
should be in C.
Dr. Dre is F.
Oh my god, you actually clicked on it.
Yeah, because
that's crazy. I didn't think it was.
I was going to do that before because he doesn't write. So
he doesn't write.
He's not a lyricist, so therefore he's F. That's not disrespectful at all because he's one of the greatest. But you know what I'm saying? Who's next? Nosh?
Talib should be in A or B.
You tell me.
Lyrically, Talib Kweli A.
Beauty. Daniel?
Lil Pump F.
Should be S. It's bullshit. I'm gonna do Pusha in. If I'm really real, it's probably B.
I don't think he has bars in comparison to those in A.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah. Look at us actually being real about this. Look at us being respectful adults, huh? Just trying to see if there's anything else we're missing here. So you got cool. Okay, no one anything crazy on the side there.
Kendrick A.
Kendrick A. Beauty, great choice. F. Where is fucking I can't spell. A. Beauty.
Can we put Lil Dicky C?
I've been watching Dave. Dave is great.
Apparently it's great. Yeah, apparently it's really good. I should watch
We're almost finished season 2. It's fantastic.
Interesting.
Really highly recommended.
Drake was in the season finale.
Apparently Drake, Brad Pitt and someone else, a female who was huge. Like I don't know if it's Rihanna, but it was someone else massive that he got for like the season 3. So I'm catching up, but really enjoying it. It's great. It makes you appreciate Lil Dicky in a whole other way.
Okay. His music is good. I don't really listen to him, but he actually can. He can
rap his ass off. All right, go. Let's do Andre 3000 in. Oh, this is probably a bit. Oh, I'll put A. All right, he's A.
Do you think so? If he has bars like that in comparison to the others,
he does. Even though he's slim to none,
the delivery is a bit different.
It's the quality of a quantity.
Yeah.
Because he didn't even have the best bars in Outkast.
Technically, nobody had a better delivery. I always look forward to the Andre verse. It was just like he was cooler and his flows were probably better. But Big Boy raps his fucking ass off too. It's just I feel like Andre's got a cooler voice.
That's fair.
I always just end up liking Andre's verse more. Yeah. All right.
Can we put Biggie in A?
Yes, you can. Great call. Nosh.
Mos Def A.
Great one. Drake's nemesis. I will do
lately.
Come on. You know what? I feel like Rick Ross isn't that bad. I'm going to put him in B.
Rick Ross is great.
Oh,
I agree.
Boogie, is that A Boogie?
You know what? I really don't know. If I'm honest with you, we can probably say so. There's a Boogie with a hoodie, and there's someone else.
Yeah, and I think he makes all right music. I don't think he's a very good lyricist.
No, I don't think so.
F.
Boom. Nosh. Let's pound through this because we're already at hour 35. Let's do like quick decisions. Who's up? Is it Nosh or Dan?
I thought it was Notion, but I can go. DMX, put him in B.
Fair.
I don't even know if that's even. I don't know. I think B's fine.
Yeah, he had his moments.
I just think he had his moments. To be fair, yeah. Method Man B.
Oh, we were just going doing. Okay, you went twice. No, should go twice.
Sorry, yeah, my fucking shit's.
We're wrapping up now. Here. Just pick 2 people.
Red Man should go in fucking B or A.
Just say one.
B is fine.
Beauty.
And Lupe should go in probably B, I guess, as well.
Perfect. I would do. Who did I see before? I'm gonna say put Raekwon in B, and I'm gonna put Corday in B.
That's cool.
Can I move Tupac of 50 up to C?
Yes.
And can I put Nicki in D?
Great choice. Great choice.
I don't think that's that crazy.
Pick
Nicki
one. No, I think it's. I agree. I don't like her.
I think that's fair.
I'll put Proof in B.
Respect. I will do Joey Badass in B.
Good one. Also very good.
Go on.
No, go down. You're up.
Big Sean in D.
Sean in D. That's fair.
Can I put Logic in F?
Yep.
Thanks.
Of course you can.
Yes.
I'll go Ghost in probably. Put him in B.
Oh, thank you. You couldn't put him any lower than that.
Did RZA rap?
Yeah, he did. He did write his own stuff. He just wasn't the strongest.
He's like,
but he was fun
making beats.
Yeah,
and being like creative and doing like making anime and stuff. RZA is so good as an MC. Like he shouldn't be that low. He's not that prevalent, but he's not that bad. And he's
known to me. He should be. He's just the MC.
He should be a B, but he should be a weak B because he didn't release many things. But he was very high caliber at what he did. So B is where he should sit minimum for me. RZA is amazing, but he was never there all the time because he was doing other shit. It's kind of like what I'm doing now.
Let's just wrap this up. Sorry, I'm sorry to push on. I just don't want to talk too much because it's nearly 10 o'clock. I got to still cook from scratch. So one more each and then we'll wrap it up.
Childish Gambino, C.
Go on, Nosh.
Fucking Jid, C.
And I'll put RZA in B. Boom, done. Nice. That's pretty good. The rest of them don't care that much about. It's fine. That's fun. This one was good. It was just so much easier when you could see the fucking names. And we didn't even troll. No trolling.
Well, all right. A little bit, but...
A little bit trolling. Mild trolling. Just a little bit. So, you know the drill. Like last time, you got to fit in our end part whilst I play the song. So,
me first.
153. Yeah, you first. It's banger. Yay. Go listen to it. We'll see you in the next one. Daniel, where can everyone find you?
HTFGXMING, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. Notion.
Boom.
At Notion Baby on everything. At Notion MTB on everything. Get a dog up.
Boom. CEEFOR. Of course, at the Movement Fam everywhere. Bad Habits Pod on Instagram. 5 stars. Spotify, Apple Music. You fucking legends. We'll see you in the next one. Get a dog up, yeah.